Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah. If you're new here, I make a video every week about beauty, skincare, makeup, like self-care, all of that kind of thing. And I pretty heavily focus on being a little more conscientious and sustainable. So using up things that I have, doing project pans, tracking usage, and then that's not to say I don't buy new stuff every now and then. I do. I just try to be really mindful about my consumption habits and what I'm spending my hard-earned money on, and then vice versa, trying to put that out into my very small platform and kind of just share what like a normal average person could or should have in their collection and products that they're using, taking into mind like sustainability, affordability, all of that. So all of that being said, I wanted to do, I guess this is going to be the finale of my summer like body care project that I was working on. I started this like a month and a half, 2 months ago, and I just kind of pulled out some kind of random things that were more body care related, not necessarily makeup, because I do a lot of makeup panning and makeup usage tracking, and I just noticed that I had a lot of like skincare and body care things that I just really wasn't making my way through very quickly. So I wanted to kind of put a focus on a couple items that I had in my possession. And if you saw last week's video, I did say that we are in the works to move very soon. We are just moving in town locally, very close by, but still, when you have to do something like that, packing all of your belongings up, it really just puts in perspective like how much stuff you have, even if you've been trying really hard to live minimally. So we're going to kind of do the finale of this project. I was successful on certain things, average on others, and then not very successful on a hand, like, I don't know, like 2 or 3 items. So we'll go through all of that and I'll let you know my thoughts and show you my progress. So if you want to see all of that, keep watching. So the first 2 items that I always go over is my shampoo and conditioner set. This is the Native set in Peach and Nectar. Got the shampoo and conditioner. I got these from a coworker who bought them for herself and only used it a couple times and decided she didn't like it. And they're such big bottles, she didn't want them to go to waste, so I took them. And I believe the last time we checked in, I felt like the shampoo was maybe at like a third of the way, or half. I can't remember if it was half or a third. I think it was half. So I would say now we're more at like a third. So I did not completely use this up, but this is a very large bottle. This is 16.5 fluid ounces. I usually only use shampoo 2-ish times a week, sometimes 3. So there's just not a lot of heavy usage going on here, but I just wanted to make more of an effort of being aware of using this and like sticking to one shampoo and conditioner set and trying to work through it. So these will be coming with me in the move, but that's okay. I've been enjoying it so far. And then the conditioner came a little bit less full. So I think last time I said it was at a third. I think now it's just like at a fourth. Because again, conditioner is one of those things. I really only use this like once a week. I don't use it every single time I shampoo my hair anymore. So it's just going to be slower going. But again, it does help put into perspective if you kind of are tracking your usage, or at least the amount of time it's taking you to get through a product, to kind of stop you from maybe, you know, buying a lot of backups. If you see a new shampoo and conditioner that's like on sale or you have a coupon, it can kind of put in perspective, like, do I need to buy that right now? Because I'm really not going to be using it for like months because I still have to work through what I have. So those are the first 2 items that I'm enjoying. I made progress on. I'm pretty happy with that. This next item I would say is a fail. And it was these bath bombs. There was 3 in here last time. There's still 3 in here. I did not do a bath or foot soak at all in between. I am going to try and do one this week. My husband is a teacher, so sometimes in the fall he will stay late or go back to school in the evening to help for like sports and things. So I'm going to be on my own for one evening later this week. So I'm going to make an effort to like kind of have that be like a quiet night for myself. So I am going to try and do a foot soak, and then I guess I'll just do the update on this. I only have 1 eye mask left. I started out with 6, so I just have the 1, and that's what I'm planning to do. I'm going to do a little foot soak, little eye mask night for myself, and then these will be completely gone. And I've said before, if you've seen some of my other videos, I feel like these are the type of thing that I want to steer away from repurchasing. in the future because it's just a lot of wasteful packaging. They're not reusable. I think they work fine for what they are, but I just don't really see them as like a necessary step in like my self-care or my skincare. I just don't really know if they like do a whole lot. So they are super fun to use. I think they are fun to like receive as a gift or to give someone, or just treat yourself or whatever if you're doing it with friends, but just like as part of a regular maintenance thing, I don't think I need to keep incorporating these into like my skincare in any way. So kind of a fail on the bath bombs, but successful on the eye mask because we're down to one and we will be using that up later this week. My next update is also kind of a success. It was this giant bottle of Cetaphil lotion. I believe last time I was showing that it was kind of maybe like around here. It is pretty much empty at this point. I had to unscrew this, and so basically I just leave it on the counter with the thing unscrewed, and then in order to get the little bit that's left, I think like honestly there's like one use left in here, I have a really big spatula. And so I can just get in there and like dig it out. So like I said, from what I see in there, there's like a little bit of lotion just like right here in this corner that you just can't get with the pump anymore. So this has like one use left, and then this giant bottle can go in recycling, and that is super exciting. I really like this lotion. It came in a 2-pack from Costco for super cheap. So we have a whole other full bottle, but just the size of this, it is going to feel so nice to be able to go ahead and recycle this and not take it with us to our new home in the next couple weeks. So success there. I was pretty good about using my Maylis Befoxy serum. This is the inner thigh firming cream. Again, this one is really difficult though because the packaging is not clear, and even when I unscrew the lid, I really can't see like in here very well. It definitely feels lighter. The pump is still working. There's still things coming out. It still pumps out, when I go to use it, but I definitely feel like it is almost completely empty. And of course, when it gets to the point where the pump is struggling or there's not really anything coming out again, I will go back in with a spatula and dig out everything that is in there. But I think even though this is not empty and I didn't finish it completely in this project, I'm still pretty proud of the progress that I made because I have been pretty good about using it a couple times a week. So that's better than I was before, which was like nothing. And this is a relatively expensive product, so I'm glad that I am getting some use out of it. On the other hand, the other mask I have, it's the Be-Tite Lift and Firm mask. This I use like one time in between. I really think it just has to do with the packaging. I really don't like the tub, and yes, it comes with the little like spoon or whatever, but like you really don't get a lot on there. So it's like the thought of like having to dig my hands in here to get it, I don't know, it just like is kind of a deterrent for me, although like there's really not a ton of this left. So I was hoping I would be able to force myself to kind of finish it, but honestly at the end of the day, I know I have time, but when I am done with my shower and I'm ready to just kind of be winding down, doing my regular skincare, brushing teeth, all of that, I moisturize after the shower, and then I was doing the inner thigh cream. So then on top of that, it's like, then if I had to also do this, it was just taking like a really long time. So some of it's just like laziness and time and convenience. So I don't know. I still really want to try and finish this at some point and not get rid of it because again, Maylis products are kind of expensive. So that product was kind of a fail, but it is what it is. We can't win them all. And then my last two, yes, I believe there's only 2 more products left. These I would also say are successes. They are not used up. That was never the goal of everything in the beginning of this project. I guess I should have said that in the intro. The goal was not necessarily to completely use everything up. It was to make like a big dent in progress on where I was on some of these items. Of course, it is super nice that the big lotion will be used up and that I'm done with like the eye patches and everything. But the goal was not always to use everything up because that just wasn't realistic in such a short time frame. But the next item I had was this vitamin C clay mask, and I have used this, I don't know how many weeks it's been since my last update, but basically I use this once a week and I try to do it like on Sundays, kind of like a get ready for the week. And just a little bit of this goes a long way. So there's still a lot in here, but I think that makes it kind of a good value for the money. And of course you could use it more often if you wanted, but I have used this once a week since the last update, so I am pretty happy with that, and kind of making it more of part of my weekly routine, I think is what's going to help me in the long run. And then the last item I have is my body mist from or from Revolution Beauty, and it was the Love Island collab from like a couple years ago. And last time I had not really used it at all, and I remember, I feel like there's a glare. Like here's the line of the product now. So we're kind of like halfway through this leaf design on the package. And before, I remember it was like up here, like we weren't even touching the leaf. So I am pretty proud of the fact that I have been able to kind of whittle this down a little bit. Like, I don't know how much of that do you think that is? Like a fourth maybe, if even that, almost a fourth. Yeah, it's like right here. So I'm pretty happy with that. It's definitely more of a summer scent. So we're getting into the time of year where I probably will just stop using this, but I just wanted to make more of an effort to see some progress. It was still basically completely full like in July, and I was like, it's summer. This is the time to be using this. So just like get on it. So I am pretty happy with that. So all in all, it seems like it's a half and half situation. I made progress on a lot of things, and then other things like the Maylis firming cream and like the foot soaks, I just didn't really get into the vibe of like being able to use them consistently. And sometimes that's what comes out of doing projects, is you just kind of learn about yourself, or maybe it's just not the right time of year to be trying to use those types of things. Whatever the reason, it's just good to have an understanding of how and like when I like to use certain products. So I know this wasn't the most interesting series necessarily or project, and it's not like we came out with like a lot of empties, but I still hope it was helpful just to kind of keep in mind usage and types of products that we're buying, and that especially body care products take a long time to go through, even if you're trying to be consistent. So just to keep that in mind. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. That really helps me out. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you're updated of all of my upcoming videos. I believe either next week's video or the week after is going to be me packing up my makeup and beauty collection to prepare for moving. So look for that coming up. So hit that notification bell, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.